Final and deciding round of the World Rally Championship, taking place over 4 days and 1,600 miles of rough terrain and forest tracks, all designed to test the durability of both car and driver. And that's why one of the most interesting entries to this year's event is a man who made his name in endurance racing and is now trying his hand at top-class rallying for the very first time. In the last couple of weeks, we've been watching the transition of Derek Bell, former world sports car champion, into Derek Bell, World Championship rally driver.
This is the familiar view of Derek Bell behind the wheel of a 235-mile-an-hour Porsche 962 on his way to one of 2 World Sports Car Championships. On his way also to one of 5 victories in the Le Mans 24 Hours, one short of the all-time record. Derek Bell, one of the few Englishmen to race Formula One for Enzo Ferrari. And to American motorsport, the name of Derek Bell, MBE, is far more familiar than that of Nigel Mansell. Bell twice a winner at the Daytona 24 Hours. He's become identified with Porsche, but for his first RAC rally, he's happily headed to Milton Keynes to join Britain's biggest team on the event, GM Dealer Sport. For the rigorous action to come, Bell is swapping the Porsche for an Opel Kadett GSI, better known in this country as a Vauxhall Astra GTE. And he's been spending the last few weeks getting used to the Spartan confines of a rally car.
Yes. Well, the foot is not bad. Right. What's this 4 pedals for?
Confuse you.
Oh no, one's my stop that I very kindly pick up. I've always wanted to do the RAC rally, and I've been put off by so many people over the years saying, you know, it's far too difficult because you're not allowed to reconnoitre it and that sort of thing. But I think in some ways that makes it easier for me, the fact you can't reconnoitre it. I think the fact that we're not running 600 horsepower Group B cars or whatever makes it somewhat easier for me. I'm used to big horsepower cars, but I don't think I really need to be doing, 140 miles an hour. I think 80, 90 miles an hour in forest is quite enough for me. It seemed like it when we practiced the other day anyway.
That practice was a full-blooded event, the Cambrian Rally in North Wales, on many of the forest stages that are being used on the RAC. For the first stage, the nerve-tingling high-speed loop around the Great Orme. Enter Derek Bell, rally driver. Mike Nicholson is the co-driver, trying to keep things calm.
Tightening left. Tightens very long left. Keeps going left. Tightens a little at the end. Not much, but a bit. All right?
Yeah.
Just watch it hasn't punctured it.
Yeah.
But the forest is where the real sport takes place. And this is where the contrast in technique required for a lap of Le Mans compared with a muddy hairpin becomes most obvious.
Tighter than the others. You may have to use the handbrake. Yeah. Perfect. Keep it going. Well done. Okay.
I'm not used to the bloody handbrake.
The whole thing about it is it's a camaraderie which you don't get in car racing. I mean, I'm not used to having anybody sitting next to me telling me what to do. It's a totally different world for me. People think that because I race cars that, I'm doing just another thing. But in fact, it's totally alien. I mean, I'm used to sitting on my own in a car, driving round and round a track from, say, 3 miles up to maybe 14 at the Nürburgring or whatever, driving to a precise speed of going 170 miles an hour through a corner. Here I am with somebody telling me what to do, driving on the loose, around a bit of track that I've rode that I've never been on in my life before. And it's very difficult.
But 2 stages survived, and Bell is slowly coming to grips with the mysteries of the forest. And most importantly, the vital relationship between driver and co-driver, so decisive on the RAC rally, is starting to come together.
What a brave man my navigator is. He's doing very well, I have to say. Yeah, it quite surprised me on the first forest stage, it's sort of saying, oh, I've never driven front-wheel drive before, and, and I was sort of half an eye on the map and half an eye on the road just to sort of keep an eye on things. And it didn't really need it. No, he's doing very well. And towards the end of that last one, he was getting quick.
I'm sure I'll be all right. I mean, Le Mans, you have 24 hours, or Daytona, you have 24 hours of sort of non-stop action. All right, you're out of the car for an hour, but you never really relax, and I've never slept yet. All right, here we have 4 days of going to bed at 8 o'clock at night and getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning. That is going to be pretty unpleasant because I detest getting up. I mean, I can't stand getting up early in the morning. It seems like getting up before I've gone to bed. So it will be difficult in that respect, but physically, at the moment, I feel that it won't be any trouble to me at all. I mean, I'm not going to be driving in 150-degree cockpits with enclosed helmets and turbocharger intercoolers by my right and left shoulder, and heat, just pouring all over me, and the physical side of it, heaving a car around with 3.5 G. We're going to get a lot of G when we leap up in the air, but it's not actually going to be as physical. The car is light to drive, and of course the stages generally, 3, 4, 5 miles. The longest, I believe, is 17. I'm used to getting in when I'm physically exhausted and actually going out and doing an hour and a half and still surviving, although I have to pick me up in pieces afterwards. So the physical side of it doesn't worry me.
Well, the old steering stands up to that.
Yeah, we'll do. I don't know about that though. Well done, that one.
Get that up. We'll get you home yet.
I like to drive by the seat of my pants a lot. I think it's just a fact of being able to judge where to brake and how to set the car up and slide it through a corner, slither it through. I'm not used to driving front-wheel drive, yet here I am driving a front-wheel drive car. So I've got to adapt quite a few little things. When I drove with Malcolm Wilson one day, they drive and they brake with their left foot and accelerating with the right at the same time as they're braking with the left and twitching the car around. I'm never going to be able to drive like that. If I could actually finish, then I would think that was a real bonus.
But it takes luck to finish the RAC Rally as well as skillful driving. Any small excursion from the racing line can seriously damage the car.
Keep there.
What did you say?
That's not as bloody hellfire. Not at all, as everything all right?
Yeah, I hope fine. Well, I keep going anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
Where's the puncture?
I don't know, maybe it's just bent the steering a bit.
I was expecting to do something funny, but...
That impact with the bank has not only punctured a tyre, it has damaged the steering. The car is becoming increasingly difficult to handle, and that'll have dire consequences around the next corner.
Shitty here. Oh. Ah.
For Bell, once extricated, comes the embarrassing limp back to the service area to explain to the hard-working service crew that you're out of the rally.
I'll need a new navigator for the RAC.
I'll do it. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I've never been.
We had a dozen Welsh guys, wonderful people. Spectators appeared out of the. I mean, they must live out there. I think under the trees. They were never going to leave until we got back on, and they'd have rolled it up upside down and pushed it on its roof to get it out.
They just don't.
They were wonderful. I've never seen guys so keen. I mean, look at it. That never happens at Le Mans, does it? And we had 12 people to help.
It's a good job, Derek.
Wonderful. Pardon?
It's a good job it doesn't.
It's a jolly good job it doesn't. I mean, that was quite a smart outfit when it started. However, when you're in it, aren't you? I mean, if you're up to your elbows.
Every rally driver has had moments like that, including Marco Allen, who's likely to be the man to catch on the RAC. In fact, the Lanciers in general look unbeatable. Victory for Allen or teammate Ewa Kankinen would give them the title. The third Lancia driver, Mickey Biasion, he leads the championship by 14 points, but won't be contesting the RAC. As for Derek Bell, don't expect him to be challenging for victory on the RAC, but certainly expect him to be back at Le Mans next year, trying to equal Jackie Ickx's record 6 wins. At 45 years old, he doesn't give the impression of a man contemplating retirement.
Well, I'm thinking about it all the time. My wife keeps telling me I am. But I'm retiring. Well, not the way I look, but the way I should be thinking about. But I just love driving, and it's awful to stop doing something when you're in a position that I'm in now, having won a few races around the world and things, to actually stop and go back and say, well, now I've won it all, I'm going to go and stop. Because I don't want to. I'm enjoying my driving, and I'm getting the opportunity like here to drive this car, and I'm going to enjoy it. And Mike and I are going out there to do as well as we can, but enjoy it. And that's what, to me, what motor racing is all about.